game. If anybody say different, that they would have did something different or anything else, they lying. Especially dudes that played the game. They know what's up. That's it.
LeBron, it seemed like one of those unwritten rules that came into play. 12 seconds left. What do you make of the way of the game?
No, they won the game.
Shannon, do you like what Clarkson did?
Absolutely. In every sport, there's protocols that you follow, Skip. You know, if you steal a base, up 6 runs, what's going to happen to the next batter, Skip? Spap. Now, earlier, probably like 2 weeks ago, Skip, the Houston Rockets did the same thing. Chris Paul laid it up. Dame Lillard stepped to it. So you know the deal, Sarge. He apologized after the game. After he dunked the ball, you could see Joel Embiid like, oh, my goodness, why'd you step in it?
I did not get that, but go ahead.
I
thought he was going to Jordan Clarkson.
No.
Yes.
He was like, come on, bro.
And by the way, Sarge, he sort of facetiously apologized because at first he said, I thought it was really weird the way they reacted. But if that's what happened, I apologize. But go ahead.
Clarkson should have hit him in the back of the head with the ball. But also, he just bundled him in the back, let him know, look, bro, y'all win it, you won the game. There's not a 9-point play that we could have come back and won this ball game. You know, you get the ball, you got an easy layup, you bring it back out. Skip, it's like football. If you're up 14 points, you're on the 3-yard line, you just take a knee. You don't try to barrel the ball in. You know how this works. Payback's fair play. So I have no problem with Jordan Clarkson. I think it was more a culmination of the frustration, Skip, losing, out of the last 5 games, they've lost 3 of those. And it's getting frustrating because they're losing these games at home. And they really need to hold serve at home because they're about to embark upon a 6-game road trip on the West Coast. So these are valuable games. They're not playing particularly well, and I just think it was frustration. But Sarge know the rule. You know you don't lay the ball up in the waning seconds when you're up by that many points. Clarkson had to remind him, hey, bro, don't do that in my building.
I think I'm sitting across from a guy who's often also said to me, it's up to you to stop them. If they're going to try to, you just stop them. Keep them out of the end zone, right?
Yeah.
Haven't you said that before?
I said that.
Yes, thank you very much. So, I am with you in spirit on this one. And there is kind of a spirit of this unwritten rule, don't dunk it. Do I condemn Dario Saric for dunking the basketball when he was just wide open? I don't condemn him for that.
Bring it out.
I don't think it was like an end-of-the-world violation of an unwritten rule.
It is.
But I did immediately applaud Jordan Clarkson on Twitter for showing a little fight back. Just a little bit of anger because that was the second in the last 1 minute. Wide open dunk. Ben Simmons had wide open dunked 2 possessions before that.
Right.
And, of course, Ben Simmons, being LeBron's protege and client of Clutch Sports, you're not going to hit Ben Simmons in the back with the basketball. But Dario Saric from Croatia, in just his 2nd year in the league, he's a little more fair game. So I get that. And I thought immediately that there was some retaliation going on because the shot of the game, which I'm going to get to in just a couple of minutes here, was hit by Dario Saric in the corner, a corner 3 with about 2 minutes left. And when he nailed it, he turned quickly, briefly, and said something to the Cavs bench.
Yes.
So I thought Clarkson was retaliating for the team, and Clarkson was asked about it after the game, and he said, I didn't even see that.
Right.
So
he was on the court on the other side, Skip, so he probably didn't see it. And you know how it works, Skip. They say, miss it, you can't make it. Because remember now, the Clippers, Austin Rivers on the sideline against the Houston Rockets.
Just outrageous
Exactly.
Stuff. Okay, and I assume there had been some back and forth going on. But the point is that Jordan Clarkson, as a new Cavalier, I think he showed the other players in that locker room, I'm made of this stuff.
Right.
I'm not going to take that. I'm going to fight back. And was it, again, into the world to hit him in the back with the basketball? It's not the biggest thing in the world. It wasn't like you threw a punch at him.
Right.
It escalated briefly. LeBron got in it, but then he didn't want to join in after the game. I was a little surprised. I thought LeBron would say, I appreciate what Jordan did after the game, but he did not want any part of it. He said they won the game. So he took the complete and utter high road, right? So, in the big picture, Dave McMenamin, who covers for ESPN.com, covers the Cavs, said that he talked to numerous Cavs in the locker room after the game who privately applauded what Jordan Clarkson did. So did he win points in the locker room?
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure he won points in the locker room. Now, I don't know what you made of LeBron getting into it. I thought it was a little bit, I'm not going to say fake tough guy, but he just sort of had to join in the fray.
Right.
And at one point in that, one of the refs tried to get in, and LeBron did push the ref back. Right. He doesn't need to be fined for this. It wasn't egregious. It wasn't out of bounds. He was just trying to say, I got this,
right.
as the...
Tell him, get back.
Yeah. He was
you don't know me like that.
Well, that's true. No, that's exactly what he was saying. And he got in some faces. He got in Sarge's faces. But then he flips around. And, again, Jordan Clarkson, if he had not been ejected, which he obviously was, I don't think Jordan Clarkson would have gone to shake the hands of the 76ers. And I think some Cavs fans are going to find it offensive that LeBron, at the buzzer, then it's like forgive and forget, and he's hugging a lot of the Sixers. Obviously, Ben Simmons is his protege. He's the new king, the next king, client of Clutch Sports. And he loves Embiid, so they're hugging after the game. And he hugged J.J. Redick, and it looked like he and J.J. were getting into it a little bit at the end of the game. So he's hugging all the Sixers, and it's all in the wake of the speculation that he might go to the Sixers next year. So he was quick, forgive, and forget. I did not love that because it shows a lack of competitive fire to me. I don't want to see LeBron hugging that team if that team was dunking on you at the end of the game.
I mean, for me, Skip, the game's over. I just let you know that what you did was unacceptable. I made my point. So we cool. See you next time around. That's how it works.
So are you reading anything into the tea leaves of LeBron fraternizing, hugging, laughing, smiling with Embiid and Ben Simmons after the game? Because I am. I think he was trying to send one of his passive-aggressive messages. I love these guys, and this is a potential destination.
Well, I think being at the All-Star game with Embiid, he got an opportunity to see Embiid in a different light instead of just a competitor. He was around him, they laughing and talking. And it started early, he thought about, because LeBron got a dunk on the sideline, and Embiid thought about challenging him. And he bro, I thought about challenging you. LeBron said, I know, but I ain't want to put you on this poster, so I'm glad you turned it down. But, Skip, LeBron has really never had a problem heaping praise, and we're going to talk about this later. He's never had praise heaping praise on younger players. He will acknowledge guys, they didn't talk. Larry Bird didn't talk to nobody. Michael Jordan didn't talk to anybody during the game. Michael Jordan couldn't even talk during the game. Let Skip Bayless tell it. But anyway.
That is true.
I'm
telling the truth.
I don't read anything. Yeah, he did. Shaking people's hand, kiki kid in people's face, trying to cut their head off at the same time.
Yeah. So, of course, Embiid ran quickly to his social media, and I can't remember if he tweeted it or Instagrammed it, but he posted with the hashtag Summer 2018 Goals about the King. So that's he was the message. That's our goal, is to get the King to Philadelphia.
He tweeted with a picture of LeBron and him.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hashtag 2018 goals.
Everybody wants that.
So I think there's something to this Philly thing. I do. I really do. And I love this team. I told you the other day, the pieces are all in place.
Yeah.
If you put LeBron in the mix, they...
He did say Carson Wentz was his favorite player.
That's true. He did. Maybe he had switched for a reason.
Ben Simmons is going to be a monster.
Yeah?
Skip, he's going to be a monster.
Okay.
I mean, you watched him last night. I've never seen him this aggressive. He was in the post. He was playing out of the post, and they have no answers. Because unless LeBron guarded him, and I'm surprised LeBron didn't guard him down the stretch, especially as he was going to the post a lot more, because everybody else is just too small and not big enough to try to defend him in that area. So I was surprised LeBron didn't get on him. But give Philly credit. They won the ball game. The thing is with the Cavaliers, Skip, they are a LeBron James drive and kick team. And when they're not making threes, it looks real ugly. I mean, again, 9 of 30? 9 of 29, something like that from the three-point line.
Yeah.
And they look tired because everything was hitting the front of the rim. And I'm starting to worry, Skip, and I don't normally worry, especially with LeBron James is on the team. But they got 20 games left, 21 games left. So they're going to be basically every other night. They're going to be playing from here on out. And that's not good.
Here's what's not good. And once again, you can say I'm nitpicking, but this is the best player on the planet, says you. So I'm going to hold him at the highest level of basketball.
Okay.
LeBron James, especially in fourth quarters, is playing less and less defense. He's playing lots of offense. I love his offense. And to his credit last night, he sat for the first, say, 3-ish minutes of the fourth quarter, and they fell woefully behind because they were down by 13 when he came in. And he led them offensively on a 23-11 run that culminated with his feed to his kick to the wing, and Kyle Korver curled off the screen and nailed a three. And guess what the score was then? All of a sudden, the queue explodes because it's only 95-94 Philly,
Correct.
so it's a 1-point game. And Mr. Sharp, at that point, what happens next?
Sarich in the corner for that three. And, and that's, but Skip, look, I mean, I get it.
No, wait, hold on. We got to see that three, because guess who was supposed to be guarding Dario Saric on that play? Could we see the Saric play, please?
Yeah, but
here we go. There's LeBron. There's LeBron. It's his man. It's his man. He's playing zone.
No.
Dario Saric is a 38% three-point shooter. He is cold-blooded. He is a key player. He's averaging 15 points and 7 rebounds for that team, so he's a key cog in that attack.
But you see what happened again. Because they can't stop dribble penetration.
Okay, but what is he doing playing in the lane? He's just playing zone.
Even if he's not, okay.
You got to go cover him on the perimeter.
Okay, let's just say for the sake of argument, he guards him at the three-point line. Ben Simmons gets the layup, Skip. You saw that he was trying to take away the dribble penetration and the layup. Because remember, Ben Simmons had just dunked it earlier.
He had. Could we also go back to that play? Thank you very much for bringing it up. Speaking of no defense by LeBron James, with about, 4:38 left, here's Ben Simmons. He gets loose down the lane. There's LeBron. There's LeBron. There's LeBron. Foul him! You got to foul him. He's a 57% free throw. Oh, come on. Just knock him down.
No.
Unless, of course, he's a client of yours. Maybe you should just watch.
No, Skip,
maybe you should watch. You have to foul him. This is a tight game.
But why is he there?
That's
not his man. He should have been on his man, remember?
Well, yeah, but he's just standing in the middle of the lane. Again, you got to help at the rim. You got to help at the rim. You have to go foul him. Is that not the play to make? Help me out. You know basketball. You know it is.
LeBron ain't getting on no poster.
Hey, what do a lot of teams in this league do to Ben Simmons? They hack him in.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's why they should employ that strategy earlier.
Well, so
the Miami Heat did it the other night when they were in a tie ball game.
Well, you could start right there. If he gets loose down the lane, just go wrap him up.
No, just foul him to begin with. Don't even wrap it up. Just hack a Simmons like they did a couple of months ago.
Can you defend LeBron for that? Because it's the right basketball play. You have to just wrap him up and say, nope, I'm not going to let you dunk it.
I fought Ty Lue because Ty Lue should have employed the hack of Simmons. You know that, I know that. Because you said he's a 57% shooter.
57%.
Okay, then. So foul him and make him go to the free throw line and make those shots.
My God. Because that was a key play in the game there. Then the Saric play. And LeBron's just kind of hanging around in the lane like he's playing zone. Okay. I don't know what he's doing.
What are we going to do about these other starters? Well, these other 4 starters got 30 points.
Okay, but what are you going to do about a LeBron James who now in defensive win shares ranks 326th in the NBA?
Well, he's better than 518.
Okay, but 510 players are in the league.
Exactly. He was dead last just a couple of weeks ago, so he's coming down.
No, that was in plus minus.
Yeah, but he's coming down.
326. That's terrible for a guy of his quality and all-time greatness. You got to play a lick of defense because he led the charge on offense, and then you get the game several times in position to close it.
Hack of Simmons.
Okay. Well, LeBron could have hacked him easily there. Yes.
As soon as they get the ball, as soon as they pass him the ball, foul him, make him go to the free throw line and make those shots.
Well, sometimes I think Jordan Clarkson got mad and expressed his frustrations over the lack of defense played by the whole team, including starting with the best player on the court.
But here's the thing, Skip, is that they're driving the ball, so when someone comes to help, they're kicking for wide open jumpers. They're kicking for wide open threes. You got to stop the ball. You got to keep the ball in front of you because help's going to come. And so LeBron was like, okay, what was he going to do about the Simmons? I mean, Simmons you just saw, he had just turned the corner and dunked the ball. So now he was listening to Skip Bayless, a little bit of birdie in his head, like Skip says, I should take this dribble penetration away. So here he comes, and now he kicks to Saric. Why wasn't he on Saric?
Why wasn't he on Saric?
He just stopped the dribble penetration.
But he wasn't even trying to guard Sarge. He was just hanging in the lane. He's like, seriously, I don't know, maybe they were playing zone and I don't know it. But it sure looked like Sarge was his man.
It was his man. But where he had the ball, where Ben Simmons had the ball, Sarge wasn't a threat. He only became a threat once Simmons broke his guy down and started his path to the basket. Now he kicks the ball and Sarge is wide open. You saw it, Skip. Don't pretend like you didn't see that.
Pretend like?
Yeah.
I'm all over it.
I know you were.
Brett Brown, the Sixers coach, said after the game that the backbreaker was, in the whole game, the Sarge three with 2 minutes left.
I agree.
It was the turning point of the whole night because from that point forward, the Sixers did not look back.
Because my thing is, in a situation like that, Skip, you don't give up the three. You give up the two, so you're only down by three, and now a three-point shot, you tie the ball game. You give up that three, there's no shot that's going to tie the ball game because they're not going to foul you beyond the three-point line. So, look, lesson learned. They'll be better on Saturday.
Okay. So you lose to a team at home, and this is the opposite of Michael Jordan. So after you lost to that team at home, King James goes to his Instagram and he posts, told you all a while back that my young king, Ben Simmons, was next in line, getting better and better every night. Tonight, another example of that. Fun to watch. Yeah, LeBron watched him go all the way down the lane and dunk it.
Yeah, and he prevented it one time, and you could criticize it.
Fun to watch and to compete against you again, and then he's got all the process. I mean, you know, and at Joel Embiid.
You make it seem
on here. I don't know. It's if I'm a Cavs fan, seriously, if I'm a Cavs fan this morning, I'm not real pleased with this because it's a love fest with the Sixers visiting, who are a potential destination next year for LeBron James. And obviously, there are rampant reports out of Philadelphia, and I don't know if any of them are true. LeBron just scoffed at him the other day about that he was there at the end of All-Star break scouting schools for his kids, or maybe a representative of his was there scouting schools for his kids. Bryn Mawr Prep. I don't know. Who knows?
Do you remember
Malvern Prep.
In '96, when the Bulls went 72-10, and they were on this long winning streak, can you tell the people, the team that beat them?
I don't know.
The worst team in the NBA, Charlotte.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So Michael Jordan, as great as he was, lost to a bottom feeder in Charlotte.
And then did Michael Jordan, who's from North Carolina, go to social media because there was no
there was none.
No.
No,
he go to let's just do this. Did he go to the media after the game and say, you know what? It was so much fun competing against a team from my home state, and I love those guys, and I would love to play with those guys someday.
No,
did he say that?
He probably went to the blackjack table.
Well, maybe.
That's where he probably went, Skip.
Where'd you go All-Star Weekend? Did you go to any parties All-Star Weekend?
Yeah, I went to a party, Joey. I was cordially invited to attend the one Jumpman party.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's the end of that deal.
Goats party?
That was a nice party, too. That was a nice party. Had a nice food.
So the other question I have, the final question about this game, and again,
what?
LeBron did great things on offense. In just a few minutes, we're going to talk about the greatest play ever of his career, quote unquote. But
he said
do you realize that that's 18 straight times that the Cavaliers were trailing going to the fourth quarter that they did not come back to win. 18 straight times, and you have the Mount Rushmore far left player on your team.
I said the construction company in South Dakota. They're not starting yet.
So you're making a case he is the greatest player in the history of this game. And 18 straight times his team has trailed going to the fourth, and it trailed, what was it, by 6 last night going to the fourth. And he hadn't once pulled off one comeback. Not one time.
He scored 15 points, too.
That's shocking to me.
And I thought the 20 they scored the other night was bad. They scored 15.
15 win.
They scored 15 points in the third quarter.
In the third quarter. I know, that was terrible.
That was terrible.
Yeah, but they gave up 31 in the fourth, and they scored 26.
Yeah.
And usually 26 would be pretty good. It might be good enough to get you home. Nope.
Not when you give up 31. It's
not good enough, especially when you trail by 6. So once again, there doesn't seem to be any comeback in this team. And once upon a time, there was this guy up in Chicago, and all he did was come back.
Wait,
that's all he did. That's all he did. Every night he came back.
All I want Ty Lue to do is just Stop trying to run these plays. Because here's the thing, Skip. You're trying to get guys ingratiated. You're going to have to scrap this when Kevin Love comes back.
Yep.
So just say, go get a spot. LeBron, do what you've been doing when you went to Boston and bust them upside the head. You do the same thing to OKC. Don't worry about running plays because the roles are going to change again once Kevin Love gets back.
Okay. Well, he can't get back fast enough. And then I'm sure he can't turn into the scapegoat fast enough.
Well, we know he's our second best player. So we need Skip when the shots are not falling. You need somebody that can go down on the block and you can throw him the ball and he can get you a bucket. There's nobody outside of LeBron that can do that.
Do we know if LeBron's going to Philly next year?
No. We haven't discussed that yet. Right now, Bron
We
is
haven't
in the
had that
process.
conversation?
Bron is not worried about Philly. He's not worried about Houston. He's not worried about San Antonio. Bron is focused on the itinerary, the agenda that's in front of him.
I mean, it sounds like he likes the process.
Loves the process.
He loves it. That's what he don't cheat the process. You heard him say he's never cheated the process. That's why he got 30,000, 8 and 8.
Well, way to go, Jordan Clarkson. And I do appreciate that Jordan Clarkson, to my knowledge, posted nothing on social media after the
He
game.
is probably not even on social media.
He might not be, which I like.
But LeBron got like 40 million Twitter followers.
He does.
Well, everyone's his friend, so he should have.
Everybody ain't our friend.
Billy is.
I know somebody.
Every Sixer is.
So the
You made that
Seahawks
comment.
trade Michael Bennett. We'll discuss that next.